Just want to get on here. I'm making some videos on this car. It's a '06 Mustang GT. Want to talk about a few things I've done to this car. Might help some people out. I did a lot of searches on YouTube looking at different things when I was looking to make modifications. What I really want to talk about in this video is cams, doing a cam swap. I bought the Detroit rocker cams for this one. That's what I ended up with. I didn't want to go too aggressive because I wasn't sure what it would do to drivability. And after everything I've watched on YouTube, I just landed on the Detroit rockers. I'm happy with the cams. As far as performance of them, they perform very, very well. The cam install, I did the cams myself, right here in my garage. Just, no special tools or anything. The only thing I really needed, I had to go buy was, I didn't have a torque wrench that measured inch pounds. I did have to go get a torque wrench. Other than that, everything else, I had it right here in my toolbox in my garage. There's nothing to it. Very easy install. I know I had never worked on a modular engine before, and I was a little bit nervous about it. I really was, but I don't worked on it a little bit. I feel perfectly comfortable. I wouldn't hesitate to tear the whole thing down. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping here in the future that that's what I get to do. I really want to do some internals in the engine. But the cam swap, any of you out there looking at doing a cam swap, I didn't video any of the cams or anything I was doing. I just didn't, for whatever reason, didn't think about doing it. I did take some pictures. I may throw them in here just so I can say I put something in here. But it's very easy. Just watch a couple of how-to videos and take your time with it. It's really 3, 4, maybe a 5-hour job. You can do it in your driveway. It's not much to it at all. Very simple, actually. I've worked on a lot of pushrod engines, and I would rather change 2 cams in this than change 1 cam in a pushrod engine any day. And as far as the sound and performance, these cams sound good. I do have to say, if I had it to go over, I personally would probably go with a hot rod cam. I didn't really want to because it's just so common. But, I would sure go with something more aggressive just for my own taste, because it's not as radical as I would like for it to be. But it does, when it was naturally aspirated, it had a nice lope to it. And now that it's supercharged, it idles higher. We got a different tune in it now. Idles about 100 RPMs higher, maybe 150 RPMs higher. And that took some of the lope out of it. Still a good sounding setup, but performance-wise, they perform really well. When I put them in the car felt better pretty much all the way across the RPM range. I mean, it depends on how sensitive your butt dyno is, but your seat of the pants dyno, got my dialed in pretty good over the years. The car felt stronger, especially up above 5,500 RPMs, way up in the RPM range. Before, it didn't want to. I still had the factory exhaust on it, which I felt like was holding it back. I had the factory manifolds, catalytic converters, and everything still on it. Did have muffler leaks, but I'm not sure what that really does, if anything. But car didn't want to rev above 6,000. It was a struggle to get to 6,000, really. And, but after changing the cams, it goes, 6,500 and fairly easy. It made a huge difference in the upper RPM range there. And, which in turn, when you shifted, had you higher in the RPM range when you go to the next gear, so it transferred all the way through. Car really felt a lot stronger, felt good. I think they say they're good for 20, 25 horsepower, like something like that. I could see that. Like I say, at the top of the RPM range especially. They drive good. Drivability is really good. I've driven out. I don't daily drive the car, but I have driven a lot since I started doing all this stuff to it because it's just a lot more fun to drive now. Take it out in town, red light to red light, even running air conditioner and everything. It runs great. No problems at all with it. I had a Lido tune. That's who. As a matter of fact, I had a Lido tune in the car before I put these cams in it. Now, after I put these cams in it, I was going to get it retuned, but it wasn't. As a matter of fact, while I was in the process of doing the cam swap, I decided I was going to put headers on it, change the exhaust, and add a Paxton supercharger to it. So I didn't want to pay for the retune. I did email Lido and got a email back that not to worry about doing any engine damage or anything. It wouldn't cause any harm to it. That it might go dead, surge or something, but as far as for doing any damage to the engine, it wasn't going to do anything. So I left it like it was, and it ran great. I guess I just got lucky, but it ran really, really good. I never had any problem with surging, never had it go dead, anything like that. Got lucky, I guess. But I never did go back and retune it with just the cams in it. Ended up doing the rest of this work, and now I have a Brent Speed tune in it. But I'll talk about that in another video. I just want to get on here and talk about this. I'm going to include a couple of sound clips that I have. So I don't really, like now with the supercharger on it, like I say, it's don't have as much of a lope now as it did have, but still sounds decent, and it sounded pretty good before. And I'll include those sound clips in here, as long as a few pictures I had along the way of the cam swap. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments. You know, keep an eye out. I'm going to be loading more videos. I'm going to talk about the supercharger install, change, and all I did. Did it all myself here in this garage. Going to do one for the gear, one for the exhaust. Got a few different things I'm working on, but just want to get on here and talk about these cams and the cam swap, and maybe there's somebody out here looking to do a cam swap on theirs, and maybe I provided some information here that might help you out in making a decision or something like that. But anyway, y'all have a good one.